Have you ever tried receiving a text message from a loved one, knowing every word, but feeling cold all over when reading it? It's not the wrong tone, it's the wrong person. On the evening of December 2nd, 2021, in Voronezh, Russia, 23-year-old Anastasia Kamimova sent her parents her last message. "I won't be home tonight, I'll sleep at a friend's house." In just one sentence, there is no nickname, no expression, no usual coquettishness or admonition. Her mother stared at the screen 3 times before suddenly gripping her phone and saying, "This wasn't written by my daughter." She didn't guess wrong. After that night, Anna never appeared again, and just 12 hours after she went missing, a long-abandoned wooden house in Lyxikon village, 20 kilometers away, rose into the sky with black smoke. After firefighters extinguished the fire, a curled-up female corpse was found in the center of the charred floor. Her entire body was carbonized and her face was unrecognizable, but the forensic examiner found no trace of smoke or dust in her nasal cavity and throat. This means that she was already dead before the fire started. More importantly, the combustion enhancer detection showed that high concentrations of alcohol were spilled around the room, and the ignition point surrounded the body in a circular pattern. This is not an accident, it's a cremation to cover up the tracks. 2 seemingly unrelated events, a missing city girl and a sudden cremation in a village. But the thread of fate is often hidden in the most inconspicuous details. Anna's father did not wait for the police to investigate slowly. He used his connections to find a freight record. At 10:17 p.m. on the night of the incident, his ex-boyfriend Timur Pestanokovic caught a truck, and the destination was the village of Lyxikon. What he carried was a mattress. Due to adult males need to carry a mattress downstairs, the police retrieved surveillance footage from the apartment at 10 hours, 37 minutes and 43 seconds. In the picture, Timur and the driver carried the tightly wrapped mattress, one behind the other, walking heavily. At the elevator entrance, he bent down 3 times to check, as if to confirm if there's still life inside. At this moment, a dog followed its owner, but it suddenly stopped. Its ears perked up, its nose twitched rapidly, its body tightened, and its throat let out a low growl. Its owner pulled it, and it was forced to leave, and the 6 pedestrians passing by, some looking down at their phones, some carrying shopping bags, some holding children, all passed by the unusually heavy mattress without looking sideways. No one questioned, no one stopped, no one thought. A young body that had just been hit to death by a blunt object was wrapped in a bedsheet, silently passing through their daily lives. On the day the DNA comparison results came out, the entire Voronezh police station was so quiet that breathing could be heard. The deceased is Anastasia. She has a severe fracture of her right occipital bone, with a skull depression of 1.8 centimeters, which cannot be caused by a single blow. The autopsy report clearly states there are multiple, continuous, and high-intensity blunt force trauma marks. In the gap between the skirting board in Timur's bedroom, the police extracted a dried-up bloodstain, a perfect match for Anna. 4 days later, Timur was arrested. In the interrogation room, he cried and said, "She cursed my mother, said, 'I'm not a man.' So I picked up a dumbbell and smashed it. I didn't expect her to collapse." Evidence does not lie. Monitoring shows that he ordered trucks in advance and accurately selected deserted villages to burn corpses. The residual gasoline bottle labels on site are consistent with his garage inventory. In his phone search records, he lay down with questions such as the lowest temperature for burning corpses and how to destroy DNA evidence. The so-called momentary impulse is just a carefully rehearsed dialogue. The case will be heard in June 2022. Timur applied for a jury trial. He wanted to bet on the softness of ordinary people's hearts. His lawyer repeatedly emphasized that he cooperated with the investigation. He sincerely regretted, and the victim's verbal stimulation came first. The jury only watched 3 videos. Testimony from Anna's colleagues at the internship hospital before her death. She was gentle and firm, never belittling others. Internal emails from Timothy's father's real estate company. A week before the incident, he was under investigation by the board of directors for embezzlement of public funds. The most crucial thing. The role of Mattress vaguely reflected a blood-stained ankle silhouette that was not completely covered in the elevator mirror reflection. All 12 jurors stood up and unanimously ruled, first-degree murder is guilty with no mitigating circumstances. But when the verdict came down, Anna's parents almost fainted. 9 years in prison. The reasons turned out to be, he had a good attitude towards confessing, cooperated with the investigation, and apologized to the family. Ironically, if it weren't for Anna's father's insistence on tracing the text message, locking the truck, and pushing for surveillance, the entire case might still be a missing case to this day. Timur's cooperation is just a case of abandoning the car and protecting the commander after the evidence is firmly established. Fortunately, justice has not stopped. The appellate court overturned the original verdict and pointed straight to the core, when the surveillance footage clearly records the entire process of killing, transporting, and burning corpses. The so-called confession has no substantive value in uncovering the truth. At the beginning of 2023, the final verdict was changed to 12 years of imprisonment. The extra 3 years are not a number, but a delayed justice earned by a father who worked tirelessly for 37 days in despair, submitted 21 additional pieces of evidence, and played his daughter's childhood recordings in court. What about civil compensation? The parents each claimed 2 million rubles, approximately 23,000 euros. The court ultimately awarded 1 million rubles, approximately 11,500 euros, less than 1/5 of the down payment for a small apartment in the local area. What is even more chilling is that Timothy's father, real estate tycoon Vadim, has sued his own son and requested the court to declare him deprived of inheritance rights. What is his motive for doing this? It's not that he has awakened his conscience, but rather that his assets, worth hundreds of millions of rubles, are facing the risk of being forcibly executed to compensate the victims' families. Today, Timur is serving his sentence in prison. Anna's mother goes to the cemetery every year on her birthday to put a bouquet of white chrysanthemums, whose petals are always soaked in wet rainwater. The dog, which had been alert and stopped in the surveillance footage, later told the police, after it came back that day, it didn't eat or drink for 3 days and kept growling outside the window. We always think that the crime scene is filled with screams and bloodstains, but the true terror often hides in silence. A neatly formatted, fake text message, a mattress that was overlooked by everyone, a dog that detected death earlier than humans. There is also a society's unconscious tolerance towards the rich second generation and strict expectations for the perfect victim. This case has torn apart the disguise of the crime of passion rhetoric, when premeditation is hidden in logistics orders, when remorse is written in judgments. True justice is forever born in the hands of ordinary people who do not give up questioning. In the Russian criminal law system, first-degree murder carries a maximum sentence of 20 years. If there are aggravating circumstances such as destroying the body or targeting vulnerable groups, the judge must exclude the application of probation and commutation, and this provision was strictly applied in the final judgment of this case. If you like it, please like and follow my channel. Leave your feedback. Thank you. Continuing to update.